Hello everybody, it's Pastor Kim bringing you a story called The Giving Manger by Allison Hottinger. Now, if you were able to pick up an Advent bag, you will know a little bit about this story, but I promised that I'd share the whole thing with you. So, your little manger that you found in your Advent kit, that's what this story is all about. So I invite you to listen, and I invite you to use your little manger the same way that the family in this story does. All year we would wait with joy and delight to receive a wood toy on Christmas night. Father would carve them with love and care because we had little money to spare. One Christmas was different. A new tradition began. On Thanksgiving Day, Father told us the plan. Children, we will give more gifts this year. More than one gift. I was thrilled to hear. The giving will start on the first day of December. Those days of waiting were the longest I remember. On December 1st, I ran downstairs to see just what special thing my first present would be. No wrapping, no ribbon, no presents were there. Just a simple wood manger Father'd made with care. Children, this manger's my gift to you. Listen, and I'll tell you just what to do. This Christmas we'll celebrate with the greatest gift of all. Jesus Christ born, a baby so small. Throughout his life, Christ always was giving, loving, serving, and never receiving. This year we will offer gifts back to him by serving others, giving gifts from within. Each time you serve someone, you also serve Christ. Remember the scripture we read last night? Whatsoever you do to the least of one of these, my brothers and sisters, so you have done it to me. As you serve others, you also serve Jesus. That is the message this scripture teaches. Each time you serve, put a straw in the manger. Serve your brother, your mother, a friend, or a stranger. I felt sad that this manger was all I would get. Dad said, more gifts. I couldn't forget. I noticed my brother had tears in his eyes. I could not remember ever seeing him cry. I cannot believe Dad would do this, he said. He promised us gifts, then just gave us this bed. We don't ask for much, just one measly toy. Why is he taking away our Christmas joy? That morning was filled with frustration and anger. I wanted to throw away the manger, but when I got home from school that day, the manger had 10 new pieces of hay. My chores were all finished, my laundry all done. A note on my bed said, "Anne, go have fun." My mother had worked hard serving me. Gifts aren't always found under a tree. It was my turn to serve and to give to others. I'd follow the example of Christ and my mother. I thought about Jesus, that if he'd been there, he'd want me to love. He'd want me to care. I started to give by washing dishes, then cleaned off Dad's boots and gave him some kisses. I wrote a kind note for my brother Ben, placed straw in the manger, and went to bed with a grin. But Ben was still mad and refused to join in. I decided I'd fix it by serving him. While Ben did his homework, I snuck out the door and shoveled the snow, his least favorite chore. The next day, I saw him put straw in the manger. Gone was the sadness, disappointment, and anger. He'd woken up early, heading out to the shed, building and painting a baby doll bed. He'd made this gift for the girl down the street. They had no toys or money or enough to eat. I asked my mom if we had food we could share. We walked to her house, hoping no one would hear. We knocked, left the gifts, and ran away. Hid behind a bush to hear what they'd say. Jane opened the door with tears in her eyes. Our prayers were answered. Look at this surprise. As we walked away, I looked up at Ben. We served Jesus, and by helping them. Now I see what serving really can do. It brings joy to those you serve, and it changes you. On Christmas, the manger was full. We'd done it. Then Father told us there was one more present, a small baby Jesus carved by our mother. So simple, so humble, and like no other. You did it, my children. The manger is full, full of service and love. The baby it now holds. Baby Jesus had no crib for a bed, but you gave him this manger filled with love instead. And that's what I invite you to do. You all received an empty manger. You received a lot of straw, little pieces of paper. And when you do a kind deed, write it down on the paper if you wish, or just put the piece of hay in the manger. And then by the time Christmas comes, hopefully your manger will be full because of all the kind and good things you did. And then you can find your Jesus and wrap him in swaddling clothes and lay him nice and cozily in his manger. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope that this becomes a new tradition in your home during Advent.